bird friends, Indigo here. Today on Finding California Birds, we're going to be talking about towhees. California towhees are one of the most commonest and best known of California birds. A native of chaparral plant communities, they love dense, shrubby places with lots of leaf litter, but can also be found scratching in backyard vegetable gardens from southern Oregon through to the tip of Baja. They are true California natives. Having evolved through the millennia alongside native California plants such as coffeeberry and poison oak, they can teach us not only about the beauty of a diverse and healthy native ecosystem, but also about the importance of adapting in our rapidly changing world. As far as I've been able to tell, the California towhee has always been called the California towhee. Its Latin name, melazone, describes a group of sparrows who live mostly in Mexico, and the chrysalis is from the Latin word for the undertail, which is where the towhee shows off its spicy rust color. I found an article in the Sotomi Scimitar of January 5th, 1923, which states, "One of the most common birds to be found in this part of the state is the California towhee, often called the chip bird. He has named himself this by his everyday note of chip, chip." So now we have a new old nickname we can use. Our chip bird is in the Passerellidae family, which are seed-eating American sparrows with large conical bills. Even though they are called sparrows, they are more closely related genetically to finches than Old World sparrows. California towhees are traditionally residents of the chaparral scrub that lines the coastal slopes and foothills of California, where they live amid manzanita, buckthorn, madrone, foothill pines, and a variety of oaks. As cities and suburbs have sprung up in California, towhees have moved right into shrubby backyards and parks, so they can be found anywhere. Food. Chipbirds primarily eat weed seeds and some grain, supplemented occasionally with insects like beetles and grasshoppers, and fruit. Weed seeds have been found to comprise 84% of their diet in December. They devour seeds of rough pigweed, knotweed, and burr thistle, to just name a few. They also have been known to eat cultivated and wild grains, bracts from miner's lettuce, wild fruits from elderberry, coffeeberry, California buckthorn, and even poison oak. Nesting. The female builds the nest, weaving an outer cup from twigs, grasses, and dried flowers. This she lines with animal hair, strips of sagebrush bark, and downy seeds. The finished nest is about 8 inches across and 1.5 inches deep, and it's usually in the lower branches of a shrub. Towhees often build their nests in poison oak and feast on the plant's copious crops of pale white berries. Behavior. Towhees are ground birds. They're awkward flyers and often hop or run instead of flying if frightened or pursued. They've been known to hold a grass stem with their feet and then strip off all the seeds with their beak. But they are probably most notably famous for doing the towhee shuffle. Towhees can usually be found foraging under shrubs in thick leaf litter or mulch. Since they don't have any hands, they use their feet to quickly push the leaves aside, and then they gobble up whatever yummy goodness they find underneath. This quick lunge forward and backward, scratching with both feet, is what scientists call the double scratch, and we call the towhee shuffle. You can often hear this in the bushes as a shh, 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 shh sound, and that means a towhee is nearby. Okay, their range. Chipbirds don't migrate. They live year-round in the small strip along the Pacific coast. If you happen to run into any out-of-state birders, make sure you show them the California towhee. They'll be so excited to see this rare and exotic California species. California towhee populations have remained pretty stable between 1966 and 2015. Their survivability comes from their adaptability. They don't seem to mind living around people, and they're perfectly happy foraging on seeds found in suburban lawns and parks. Identification. Towhees are a large sparrow with a plump body, thick bill, and a long tail. grayish-brown overall with a rusty orange patch under their tail and around their eyes and bill. Both sexes are similar. The most frequently heard sound from California towhees is a clear, metallic chip, similar to the sound of a California ground squirrel. So in the article that I mentioned earlier, it said chip, but I usually hear it as a chink, chink, because it does have a very metallic sound to it. Where to find? If you live in California, there's a good chance you can see a California towhee on a walk around your neighborhood. Listen for a loud, sharp, metallic chip, then scan nearby shrubs, the ground below them, and exposed perches like fence posts. How to attract? You can encourage California towhees to come out in the open in your backyard by offering seed, including millet, which is unpopular with many other backyard birds. Towhees are ground foragers, so spreading seed on the ground or in trays is more likely to attract them than hanging feeders. Towhees are an edge species. They need dense vegetation for escape, cover, and nesting, interspersed with openings for foraging. They play a primary role in the native chaparral ecosystem and will therefore feel most comfortable around native California plants such as manzanita, oaks, salvias, artemisia, and buckwheats. You want to provide leaf and litter mulch for foraging. So the leaf litter is very important. They love having that to dig through to find yummy, tasty snacks. It's nice to put out water for them for drinking, low on the ground. And you can plant California native plants. They have evolved with them. They love them, and they will be drawn to and attracted to them for nesting and for feeding. So here's a list of native plants that you can get at pretty much any native plant store, and you'll be ready to go. You make your towhee so happy. So that's it. That's talking about towhees. I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, Birds of the World, and also the eBird website and their All About Birds website. They're all fantastic resources for learning about birds, and their Merlin ID app is excellent for beginning birders to learn about that, and we'll have another video pretty soon explaining how to use that. So thank you very much. Go out and find yourself some towhees.
Thank you for watching Finding California Birds, talking about towhees. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button down below and also the subscribe button, as it really helps out our channel. Thank you.